A reading from the book When the Spirit Moves, 7 Decades of Divine Interventions by Vincent Goddard. Chapter 4, Fire, Icy Mountains, and a Massive Melon. Financing my education. Students, at least those who come from non-privileged backgrounds, have always struggled to fund their university studies. Financing my college days was no less challenging for me than it was for my peers, who were not born with a silver spoon in their mouths. A unique opportunity arose, however, that solved my financial predicament and provided funds and experience. My mother supplemented her income selling health magazines and biblical literature, and I observed her friendly technique, her persuasive ability, and her simple method of communicating with potential customers. I imitated her skills while I was a young lad, but now I would use them on an international dimension. This method of selling books and literature was called colportering. Land of ice and fire. I mowed the lawn at New Bowl College and suffered a great deal from hay fever. Dr. Jan Paulson, the principal, saw my plight and urged me to do colporter work during my summer holidays in Iceland, a distant isle, the land of ice and fire. The name came from the many live volcanoes, boiling, bubbling mud, hot springs, and solid ice mountains. So off I went to Iceland, travelling to distant places, earning my daily bread through commission-only sales. Other students chose to earn their college fees through selling Christian literature in other Scandinavian countries like Denmark, Sweden, and Norway. Strict dedication, motivation, and determination, together with total faith in my purpose, led to success. Along with the inspiration of a good friend, I had the confidence that I could sell ice to an Inuit. To this day, I have no idea why Iceland, home of the warlike ancient Vikings, was offered to me. But once I started, it became increasingly appealing. I was accompanied by my 2 friends, Chris Hall and Alvin Coulthart. The Icelandic people spoke a strange and unique language. Travel could be hazardous in that sparsely populated land, but it would provide me with adventure and literature sales. Armed with countless copies of Uncle Arthur's Bible stories, attractive health magazines, and other works, the intrepid 3 musketeers, all for one and one for all, found themselves in the colourful city of Reykjavik, the capital of Iceland, with a population of around 200,000 inhabitants. Dressed in a long fur coat and a Newbold college scarf, together with dark sunglasses and sporting an outrageous cowboy hat, I embarked upon an enormously successful summer campaign. It was unnerving. A foreign country, a unique language, and a coloured man. What's next? Can you imagine the look on the faces of the Icelandic people as they opened their front doors and came face to face with a young coloured man? Some almost fainted. They had never seen a coloured person in the flesh before, speaking Icelandic. At first I could only speak English and a little Icelandic, but I quickly learnt their language. At times, when I took the bus to my territory, I didn't get off for a while, petrified at the intimidating task of getting the native Icelandic to open their doors and buy books from me. It may seem quite amusing to visualize a young Jamaican from Preston speaking the obscure tongue of a Nordic people living on a large island of ice and fire. The solid ice at the interior of the country and live volcanic activity was a far cry from Lancashire's miserable wintry climate. However, this was Iceland in the height of summer, when the daylight hours are long and the warmth of summer lasts for a few hours. The infamous Cod War was raging between Icelandic trawlers and British gunboats. The British government was determined to curtail the fishing of cod in the North Atlantic and the North Sea. I, being of a different hue, had the fortune not to be seen as a representative of the pirates, so my sails were not affected. Fortune smiles upon the brave. That long summer my sails went through the roof. Besides, I became a bit of a celebrity throughout the land. Wherever I went, people stopped me in the street, asking after my well-being, which was another new experience for me. Never before had strangers come up to me, wishing me well and even inviting me to their homes. I felt that God had put the whole Icelandic nation in the palm of my hands.